Welcome everyone. We're going to start the citizen forum. As mayor, it's my duty to enforce order. Officer Call and he are the sergeant of arms and will assist in maintaining order. By law, these wishing to speak during the citizen forum must limit their comments to no more than 3 minutes. You will be advised when your 3 minutes has expired. If you continue to speak in excess of 3 minutes, you will be asked to stop speaking and leave the podium. If you fail to do so, you'll be subject to being escorted out of the building by the sergeant of arms. For the safety and security of all, no one is to approach the table where board members and city officials are seated without obtaining permission from me. If you attempt to do so, you will be stopped by the sergeant of arms and will be subject to being escorted out of the building by the sergeant of arms. It's my sincere hope that everyone participating in the proceedings tonight will conduct themselves in a polite manner with respect shown to all regardless of disagreement. Get started.
All right, thank you, Mayor. We have 12 individuals that have signed up to speak tonight. First on the list is Mary Jane Skinner. As a reminder, you do have 3 minutes to speak.
Evening, Mayor, Aldermen. My name is Mary Jane Skinner. I reside at 792 Stones River Road. Been there for quite a long time, before the lake was there, before Stones River Road was paved. It was a muddy road. I've raised my family there. My grandchildren have been raised there. I have some questions that I have really been on my mind, and I will read them. Why were the people on Stones River Road in Hollandale not told about this building project that's going on? There are not and were no signs posted as of to the rezoning. Also, what about the sinkholes there on the lots that the houses are going to be built on? What about Stones River Road and Hollandale Road? Will they be widened? They're very dangerous now. If you haven't traveled either one of those roads, you need to. What about our schools? They are full and running over now. And with all these houses going to be built there, where will these students go? Our schools now are being used, our portables now are being used at all our schools. So our children will have no place to go to school. They will have to be bused somewhere else. And why, again, I will ask, why was the people not notified of the rezoning? I live on Stones River Road. I travel that road several times a day and night. I have not seen any rezoning signs whatsoever. I have asked a couple of the aldermen about it. I was not given a straight answer. I have emailed all the aldermen. I had one email answered. So evidently, some of these people don't care about the citizens that live in that area. I'm really concerned about Stones River Road. I have a scout camp that has been there for the last 15, almost 16 years. What will happen to that? Will I be able to continue having my Cub Scout camp there? We don't bother anybody. We have sometimes anywhere from 50 to 75 people there on a weekend. We do it 2-3 times. Sometimes during the day we have it 4 times a year where the scouts come out. They won't feel comfortable with all those houses there. I won't feel comfortable with all those houses there. So I ask you again, please, please reconsider and not pass this rezoning. I know it will bring money into the city, but it will also cost the people taxes. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Ms. Skinner. I believe next on the list is Harold Pedigo. I may have not said that first name correct. I cannot read the writing. I apologize. As a reminder, you have 3 minutes.
My name's Harold Pettigo. I live on Vaughnwood Drive. Y'all don't know where Vaughnwood Drive is. You get on Stones River Road, go to the lake, you come to an end, you make a right-hand turn, there's Vaughnwood Drive. Mary Jane asked y'all a question about why it was not posted that there was going to be a zone change there on Hollandale Drive. Would y'all, someone speak up and answer her question, please? Y'all don't talk? Nobody knows anything?
This is not the proper place for discussion. This is just to hear your comments to the board.
Okay. Then I will proceed on with my comments. If that's the case, I can't even ask the question, how many units you plan on putting there and everything? Hollandale Drive, if the gentleman, if you call him a gentleman, owns property on both sides, from my understanding, and if y'all plan on approving that to put in row houses, I don't understand why you'd want to go into a residential area all the way around it. There's nothing but residential homes. The area that I live in with my wife, there are 30 homes in there that are residential. And there's about 3 or 4 lots available for new construction. And if y'all proceed to put row houses in there, to my estimate, driving by there, if you're standing on Stones River Road looking south to the left or to the east, where they've been bulldozing, there's about 12 to 15 acres of ground. On the right, there's approximately 5 to 7 acres on the right. And if you're going to put in row houses, that means that you're going to create a disaster, particular for the Skinner family. All of that drainage off of that comes right between John's house and Mary Jane's house. And I'm sure y'all are aware that when you get a flash flood, for example, an inch of water on that given area of, say, 15 acres of that building, on the example, if 70% of that is blacktop, concrete, roofs, you're going to have approximately 280 to 300,000 gallons of water on that part. It's got to come between John's house and Mary Jane's house. That's going to be a washout. That, if you can't relate to how much 300,000 gallons of water is, that's the same thing as a 5-gallon bucket. That's 60,000 buckets of water coming down. So I didn't have more time, but it was a better place to put it.
Thank you, sir. Next on the list is Deborah Hewen. And as a reminder, you will have 3 minutes to speak.
Hi, my name is Debbie Hewen. I've lived in Laverne since 2000. I've been a realtor since 1995. And as a realtor, you would think I would be jumping up and down, all happy to have about 300 townhomes right in my backyard where I can sell all of them and make some money. But I'm not, because I know what a terrible impact it's going to have on me and my neighbors and everybody else in Laverne. It's going to affect our school systems that are already overburdened, our police department. It's going to affect our fire department. They're already overburdened. And why in the world would you want to put anything back there now anyway? You can't even fix the sewer systems that are flooding people's houses with raw sewage. You know, you're going to keep flooding the house with raw sewage and say everything's okay. Let's just let somebody come in here that's got a lot of money and put in a lot of townhomes. Doesn't make any sense. I mean, I'll keep asking you guys to have some common sense, and I keep praying you're going to have common sense, but I don't think it's happening. What I want you to look at is the impact this is going to have on our city. The builder or developer is saying that he wants to do this because there's not enough first-time home buyers that are affordable to people. I'm here to tell you, I make my living off of first-time home buyers and houses under $200,000. and there's plenty of them. I've made a good living off of them. Just past few months, I've sold probably 3 or 4 houses in Laverne for under $162,000. Nice 3-bedroom, 2 baths with good, decent-sized yards. So they're out there if people want to buy them. These condos and townhomes they're talking about, they have maintenance fees that are close to $80 to $100 or more dollars a month that goes towards their counts against them when they're buying a house. So they've only got a mortgage plus they've got that. So they're not low income. They're not doing anybody a favor. If they want to do somebody a favor, why don't they just stick with R1 zoning, build a 55 and up community where there's just single family homes where you don't have to worry about impacting the schools because people over 55 usually don't have babies. So, think about it. Be less impact, but it's still going to hurt our roads. Any kind of R3 zoning that you do, townhomes, apartments, anything, you're quadrupling the amount of people in the area, the impact on the roads. Stones River Road is not even qualified as a state road. It doesn't even have a shoulder. 10 years ago, they voted against any more R3 zoning on Stones River and around it for this particular reasons of the negative impact it's going to have. Anybody that really cares about our city, because this doesn't just affect the people that are back here off of Stones River and near Schreiman. It affects the whole city because we're going to dump our kids when it's overcrowded in the schools here over to the other side of the road, and they're going to be overcrowded. Our police department, you're going to have to hire many more police departments, and you don't have enough impact fees to cover these expenses. You're sending us down a slippery slope, and you're going to get us in trouble. Don't do this. Be smart.
Thank you, Madam. Next on the list is Jeffrey Steele. As a reminder, sir, you do have 3 minutes to speak.
Good evening. I'm a homeowner in Lake Forest Estates. I live on Benton Mason Drive, just off of David's Way, and I would like to speak out against this rezoning from R1 to R3. Many of the complaints that we just heard I agree with, and I want to say that this will not serve our community well. We need affordable housing, but at the cost of overcrowding our schools in this area of where we're looking at is not a good area. I see this as right at the roundabout at near Schreidman and Stones River Road is a focal point of that community right there, an entry point. And if we put this type of housing right there at a main visual point, that's gonna make our city look worse. I'm all for making our city look better, and I think R1 single family housing on that property would be the best thing for it, and I more than believe that there is profit to be made in that. For any builder that wants to develop that property, they can make money on it. If they claim that they can't, just wait a year or two. The home values are going up. They will make money. I don't think we should sacrifice our resources as a city to make this high-density housing in that area. That's all I have. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir. Next on the list is Chris Buck. You will have 3 minutes, sir.
My name's Chris Buck. I live at 504 Lois Court. Pretty much everybody else has already echoed the traffic and everything else. My concern is the sewer system. That's my main concern. In the workshop, Jason Cole asked how many homes will be going there. The estimate was between 240 and 300. Our sewer system can't handle that. I mean, we've got one resident that's y'all are ignoring, I feel like, who's still dealing with basically unlivable conditions. But y'all need to reconsider. I don't think it's a smart idea. I don't think the city can handle it. I also think it's kind of weird that 2 of the members on this board sit on the planning commission. Coincidence or not, I don't know. But just reconsider. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Next on the list is Victoria Whitlow. You have 3 minutes.
First off, thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak tonight. My name is Victoria Whitlow. I live at 124 Tulip Poplar Drive. I've been a resident of Laverne since 1993. Being a resident for that long, I remember what Stones River looked like. It just had a sprinkling of houses. Now we have Tennessee's largest subdivision. Wow. Tennessee's largest subdivision. And you guys are wanting to put more back there. More. We have a population problem in Laverne. We got people back there that aren't being supported by our infrastructure. And now you're wanting to put people on top of people. It makes no sense to me. I took the liberty of looking at Zillow today and did a footprint just of Lake Forest. I estimated there's 75 houses up for sale right now. Many of those are foreclosures. That doesn't even include the rentals and the houses that are just plumb abandoned. We had such a housing boom, and build, build, build is what everybody did. Build, build, build. Never to do anything about the infrastructure. Okay, now the housing market's looking good. So what's everybody wanting to do now? Build, build, build some more. So what's going to happen when things do level off, or hopefully not, go down? And then we're going to be saturated with a bunch of crap. So I'm totally opposed to this, and I really hope you guys think about this and reconsider, and think about the long-term effects it's going to have on your citizens of Laverne. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Next on the list is Nicole McGowan. You have 3 minutes.
Good evening. My name is Nikki. I'm here to represent our family, the McGowan family. We live at 476 Stones River Road. We've been there for about 26 years. Pretty much we are wanting to come today because we are the tiny bit of property that's excluded from the near Shreveman Stones River grouping, which means that essentially all of these condos would go right into our very backyard. And essentially that would incredibly affect our family immediately, any decisions that are made about this. First, I would like to note the traffic. On Stones River Road, we sit on our front porch every single day, and it is a complete speed trap. People they don't care. They race up and down that road every single day. Case in point, about 2 months ago, someone was trying to speed around a post officer, and basically, pardon me, I'm sorry, I'm really upset. Basically, they were trying to avoid a postman when they were loading up our mailbox, and they went onto the oncoming traffic going over the double yellow. They saw oncoming traffic coming towards them, so to avoid that, they took out our front fence and went straight into the ditch. Okay, that's just one example. Second would be, of course, everybody who lives here knows that it takes 30 minutes to fully get through, even if you were in the back of the subdivision, to get through near Shreveman and Murfreesboro Road in the morning on a commute. Another point of concern for us is the crime. If you build highly onto our population, the crime is going to increase significantly. Speaking with other people of our community, we see all the time that there is a large mixture of theft and vandalism going on, and people aren't answering for it because there's not enough officers to support our community already. And finally, another very specific point about the schools being overcrowded. People have mentioned this, but I have a very prime example. At the very beginning of this school year, the 2nd and 3rd graders at Laverne Lake, which would be affected by this zone, they were forced to split up several of their classes so that way they could move one teacher from the 2nd grade into the 3rd grade to support the kids because they didn't have enough people there to support them. Okay, if we can't support our instructors who are there to teach our children and limit the amount of kids that they're getting in their classrooms, then we're not going to get the quality teachers that we really need. And I mean that emphatically. I've spoken to teachers. We actually took my son out of school for a little bit and sent him to a private school because we saw a lot of students who were struggling. He's now back in the community, back at Laverne Lake. We love the school, but they need more help. Right now, we honestly have the potential to either make Laverne another Smyrna or another Antioch, okay? Antioch has lost its commercial value because of overcrowding and crime. Smyrna has built their economy through commercial growth and thriving. Which do you guys think is better for Laverne?
Thank you. Next on the list is either Kelly or Kelsey. I apologize, Marie Senior. You had 3 minutes.
I'm Kelsey Siner, 127 Vaughnwood. This right here, this is why I moved to Laverne. When people here say, Kelsey, why'd you move to Laverne of all places? And I'm like, oh no, it's a small little safe haven I live in. Vaughnwood is when I was on bed rest because I hemorrhaged with my son, I always had a meal brought to me because I couldn't do anything. These are my neighbors. This is Christmas Eve. I had fresh eggs on my doorstep. Thanks, man. This is if it's raining outside, my dog's outside right now, one of them would let my dog inside my house. Most of them know where the key to my house is, and I trust that. It's safe. We know each other. Part of my son, who's 15 months old, thinks that some of these people are his grandparents. This isn't Laverne where we live at. This is Laverne. 35,000 in a population, 25 miles. That's about 1,200 people per mile. That I give 20,000 people plus, a little plus probably, live in Lake Forest. I moved in whenever I was 20, bought a couple $100,000 house whenever I was 20 years old. I've lived there for about 4 years now. There's been 5 major crimes, and I don't watch the news. 3 within this past year. And shout out to my police officers and all my EMS in here. Y'all are overworked, underpaid, and understaffed. 100% to the fullest. And y'all don't recognize that. Metro police officers, I have many people in my family that are Metro police officers that see that. They're like, I don't know how the officers where you live at do that. Because just recently, there was a shootout at the intersection where KFC is. There was also one next to Food Lion. There was schools shut down because there was someone who could have been a hostage situation, was a convicted felon shooting at our police officers. This was all within the past 6 months. Within the past 4 years that I've lived here, there has been a shooting on Floyd Mayfield townhomes, and there was a shooting there. There has been a drug bust in the Lake Forest homes of 200 plus marijuana plants. That's a grow house. So please tell me, and all these people in our safe haven, how you're gonna bring this to our safe haven with all these townhomes and all these people. You can't explain that. You need more officers, which I assume y'all aren't willing to do. And all these people spoke to my benefits of schools, which is a worry for me, of course. They've talked about that. We talked about the suit. We talked about the dangerous intersection. But the crime is a lot by itself. Because these people here, they're the ones that are out on the street sacrificing their lives for all of you right here. And all you care about is more people in Laverne when we can't handle the people that we have now. And on my last note, because the crime was the biggest thing for me, I heard that there are, okay, I'm hurrying. I did hear that there are emails where there's people for and against that, and I do believe that is public records. So I think that we would all like to see the people who are for and against it, and we would be happy to wait for any of those emails. Probably, I'll wait till the end of the meeting. I'm good with that.
Thank you, madam. Next on the list is Carol Klaus, and you will have 3 minutes.
My name is Carol Klaus, and I live at 120 Lakewood Drive, and we have been there roughly 10 to 15 years. I can't really remember exactly. I won't be up here 3 minutes because these people have said it all. Just want to reiterate it. And one thing I was going to say, and somebody took it, was, do we want to be an Antioch, or do we want to be a Smyrna who is growing into Murfreesboro? All you have to do is drive through the cities, and see the difference. Why do we want to live in a place that doesn't get better? It just gets worse. Thank you.
Thank you. Next on the list is John Skinner, and you will have 3 minutes.
Alderman, Mayor. Most of y'all who've been here for a while know that I've been here for a while. All right, let's call it what it is. You know I'm not that filter that goes from your brain to your mouth wore out years ago. So it's too late for me. I mean, they've already clear-cut the area around me. I'm getting ready to have to worry about being flooded again. I don't know what you're going to do or if you're going to allow them to fill in those sinkholes, the 2 creeks that come from either side of my mother's property or mine. But I'm here to tell you, I'm not happy about it. Cub Scouts, the Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, any not-for-profit organization's allowed to use Camp Skinner. Always has, always will. Feel enough about it, Mom even got a porta toilet, so they don't have to furnish that now. But with all this going on right now, R1 to R3, R3 should never be a consideration. Like I say, you know, they say Lake Forest is the largest subdivision in the state of Tennessee. If I'm not mistaken, it's the largest in the southeast United States and the 3rd largest in the United States. Why do we want to put more people in this safe area? 65 by 100 foot lots, really, that's what's going in around me. I would have loved to have been able to buy that to keep it intact, to keep it to where the scouts and anybody that wants to come out there and use our property be able to. Can't do that now unless we get some trees out there, because they're gone. The area is clear cut. Hollandale, first drive on the right is my house. Go down there, look, there's nothing there. They've got the sinkholes marked off. Don't know what they did with the creek on that side. Don't know what they're going to do with the creek on the other side, but if I'm not mistaken, it's against the law to divert a creek. I have no idea what is going to happen, but to put this many more people in a small area, not wise. I mean, when we came here and we started growing up, looking around, especially the 2 right there in the middle, I've known y'all forever, love you. But you got to do something for this community. When I say we knew everybody that lived in town, I'm talking we knew everybody that lived in town, first name basis, black, white, it didn't matter. Gilcreases, the Espys, the Waldrons, the Montgomerys. Look, think about what y'all are doing. Like I say, it's too late for me right now. But the rest of y'all, hold firm.
Thank you, sir. Next on the list is Dwayne Thrower. You all have 3 minutes.
Good evening. My name is Dwayne Thrower. I reside at 111 Kestrel Circle. I drive a school bus. I've been driving a school bus since 1998 when I moved here. Back then, I was the only high school bus in Lake Forest, or Holligan Homes as it was called. And then eventually it became Lake Forest, I guess. 3 things I want to talk to you: schools, traffic, and infrastructure. Our schools are at capacity. Roy Waldron just completed this addition. It took all their portables away. All right, Laverne Lake, they've got 1 portable, probably going to get 2 or 3 in the next couple of years. Laverne Middle School is scheduled to have a small addition in the next year or 2. So schools, you do this R3 zoning, schools are going to be overcrowded. I mean, where are we going to go with them? You know, it's already 20 minutes to get from this part to Laverne High School. Are we going to go from Lake Forest to Rock Springs with them? I don't know. Traffic, I mean, the two biggest roads we have in Laverne are near Shrieman, from Stones River Road to Murfreesboro Road, and then you got Murfreesboro Road. Those are the two biggest roads we have. So are we going to widen Stones River Road? Are we going to widen Holland Ridge? Are we going to widen Fergus Road? Probably not. Your infrastructure, you know, we've talked about sewer system, you know, we've talked police, firemen, all these things that we don't have money for because of taxes. We don't want to raise taxes. Those are the three things we will talk about right there. You know, schools, traffic, infrastructure. Are we really going to go from R1 to R3? Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir. Next on the list is going to be Brian Roberge. Thank you. You'll have 3 minutes, sir.
I want to thank the board and the mayor for having this forum for us. You already heard the concerns of many of my neighbors up and down Stones River Road about the infrastructure, the police, the sewer, and so on and so forth. One thing I would like to add for your information, I sat where many of you sit 10 years ago, prior to the circle, the traffic circle being there. The same request for that same piece of property came in at that point in time. We voted no because we knew these problems existed then, they exist today, they aren't improving. Please do not go back on that decision that the board made 10 years ago to stop the rezoning from R1 to R3 in that particular piece of property. In general, please don't allow any reduction in density or move toward higher density, because the time to get in and out of that side of this city, getting off Murfreesboro Road, getting off the interstate, getting out in the morning is just horrendous, and adding more people will just make it that much worse. Think about it. Hear your citizens. Listen to them. They have a point of view, and it's worthwhile thinking about. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mayor, that concludes the forum.
Thank you. Seeing it's after 7 o'clock, I'm going to call the citizen forum over, and we'll go right into the meeting. The board.
Mayor, can I say a word before you close it?
Well, we done closed it.
Well,
The board. This is the Board of Mayor and Aldermen, January 10th, 2017. Meeting, regular meeting.
everybody, stand up. Stand up.
I call this meeting to order.
Let her speak. Let her speak.
I
Let her
determine a
speak.
quorum.
Let her speak. Let her speak. Let her speak.
Sherry, you got the prayer?
Let her speak. Let her speak. Let her speak.
And I've got the pledge of allegiance. Yeah, go ahead.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day that you've given us. And dear Lord, we just pray that everything is going to work out for the best. And we know, dear Jesus, that you're in charge of anything that happens in this meeting. And we thank you for all of our citizens, for all the people that have been here all these years, for all the love that we have for each other. And dear God, we just pray that we go into this and we do the right thing, whichever you would want us to go. And again, we thank you again for all the blessings, and these things we ask in your name. Amen.
Takes the flag. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I will say my piece and then I will sit.
We're gonna approve the minutes. We need to approve the minutes
It takes one alderman to allow her to speak.
for December the 6th, 2016 public hearing
Motion.
and December 6th, 2016 regular meeting.
Mayor, you have an alderman speaking.
Motion to suspend the rules to allow her to speak.
Thank you.
Need a second? Bruce, we need a second. Need a second.
Come on, Miss Green. Come on, Miss Green, 3 minutes.
Got a
Thank you,
second?
Miss Green.
Need a vote.
No.
Alderman Jones,
No.
Alderman Cole,
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
No.
I say no.
Well,
The
I'm gonna
motion
say it anyway.
fails.
You let the steward back up into my house. If you build them apartments, it'll build back up there again. And I've got a lawsuit since you said I had to get one to get my house fixed. And you lied. You tried to get them to stop it. You walked in my house and you said, yes, the city was responsible. What is it gonna do when you put all them houses or apartments down there and it floods in everybody else's? Have guts and balls to stand up to what the people want.
Need a motion to approve the minutes.
Make it a motion to approve.
Need a second.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. No no's. All in unanimous in favor of the minutes. It's passed. We're down to the department heads. Fire department.
Mayor Alderman, for December's report, we had 254 responses, 3.1 minute response time average. We also have at the very end of our report is our yearly or calendar year report for 2016 compared to the year of 2015. Basically, we responded to over 3,300 calls of service here in Laverne. Any questions?
Any questions from
Thank you.
Chief Clark? Thank you. Moving on to police department. Chief Walker.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, Alderman, there is in your packet a very quick review, brief review of the numbers that we see from this past year, from 2016. As I said earlier in the year, we were really moving ahead, and as you can see from the chart that's in front of you, our calls for service in 16 increased 42.8% over 15. Our calls for service for the first 6 months of fiscal year 16 compared to 15, which is July to December, actually increased 46%. Our Group A offenses that are reported to TBI increased 33.6%. All arrests increased 40.9%, Group B arrest 18.6%, and domestic violence related crimes increased 40.4%. The next chart indicates that visually you can see the difference in the numbers of calls for service. We had a little over 12,000 more calls for service in 2016. Now, we'll tell you this, that includes all calls for services, including officer-initiated calls. If they see something and do something, then that's also figured in. The next chart is the 2016 preliminary, very preliminary TIBERS report that comes from the information we submit monthly to TBI, to the Tennessee Incident-Based Reporting System. And you can go through and take a look at that a little bit later, but we had 2,877 Group A crimes that were reported. The next table actually compares for you where you can look across from 2015 numbers to 16 and the change in those numbers. There was 33.6% increase in Group A crimes that were reported. These won't change much, but they will some. The crimes against persons was 38.4% increase, crimes against property 21.7%, and then the crimes against society, for the most part, are officer-initiated investigations, and those increased 57.7%. Now, the next chart actually gives you a good visual of what I've talked about previously, and that's the number of domestic violence-related crimes that are included in crimes against persons. And those that are domestic violence-related are 55.6%, so well over half of our crimes against persons is DV-related. And of course, as you all know from recent events over the past several months, there are many things that occur during domestic violence-related crimes, including not only the killing of family members, but also law enforcement officers, firefighters, and even paramedics as well. There's one more table in the back, or there should have been one anyway. It might not have made it in that packet, Bruce. There's another table that's there that goes through the hour, day of week. One of the quietest periods of time in Laverne is between 4 a.m. and 4:59 p.m. We only had 614 calls for service the whole year during that period of time. But the rest of the times, most of those increased. There's another piece of paper that I handed out for each of you to have a copy of. That's a document that I presented to the board in May of last year, prepared it to give you an idea of where we compare to other locations. I utilize the FBI and TBI recommended ways of showing you the data, and that is municipalities with a population of 25,000 to 49,999. There were some things said at the workshop about the crime in Laverne, and we have to compare apples to apples. This is the FBI's recommended way and TBI's as well, plus looking at the crimes based on the population, the number of Group A crimes per 100,000 population, et cetera, et cetera. That gives you a better comparison and an idea of where we were last year, and I'll be preparing that same type table again this year once we get our final numbers. I also have to say that Laverne really stepped up, stepped out this year at Christmas. We had so many people, and we will have you a good listing at the next meeting of all the different groups that adopted families. We had two employers here and employees of those firms who stepped up and adopted as many as 12 families for Christmas for kids. We had over 50 bags that we were able to give with items and little trinkets and so on for our seniors. And it was really cute when we went into the senior center and we're carrying those in so that Santa Claus could hand them out later, and everybody trying to look to see what we had and what was going on, because we were carrying them in bags at a time, and I mean big shopping bags that each of them got. Little things that wouldn't mean much to most people, but little things that meant a lot to them, and that's very heartwarming. Plus, we had a lot of businesses and individuals in the community that stepped up too. It was a good Christmas for a lot of folks here in Laverne. Any questions?
Thank you, Chief.
Thanks, sir.
Codes Department, Randolph.
Evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor and Alderman. I've got the December 2016 monthly. I'll hold it aside. If you have any questions about it or need more information from it, I'll be glad to share it with you later. I just want to touch briefly here on the 2016 year end. It includes the December as well. So for the year 2016, the Codes Department issued 186 single-family dwellings at a valuation of $33,507,000. We issued 66 commercial building permits at $68,258,000. Miscellaneous permits were 141 at $166.6 thousand. Signs, there were 76 sign permits at $446.50. Grading permits, there were 27. Other permits to include additions and remodels, there were 82 at a tune of $1,088,000. 18 mobile homes for the year at $525,000. We did 55 commercial plan reviews for the tune of $77,000. Total number of permits for the year were 596 at over $103 million. The total monthly revenue was $414,075. Plumbing permits, there were 204 single-family dwelling. There were 31 plumbing permits for commercial use. Mechanical permits, there were 208 single-family dwelling mechanical permits, and there were 42 commercial use mechanical permits. Complaints called in for the year were 887 for tall grass, 445 for for junk cars, and 906 other. The building inspections were 2,734, which is considerably higher from the year from the past year of end of 2015. The monthly revenue with impact fees was $1.3 million. Year-to-date totals, obviously, the same. Total number of single-family permits issued year-to-date were 186. The number of permits issued during the same time period of 2015 was 110. There were total number of permits year-to-date were 596. Anyone have any questions?
Thank you, Randolph. Moving on down to Park and Rec. AC?
Mayor, Vice Mayor, Alderman. See our numbers for the last month. Been kind of busy with Christmas time. We have a Parks and Recreation Advisory Committee meeting on January 23rd at 6 p.m. with a new chairman. We also have a Senior Citizen Advisory Committee meeting on January the 19th at 4 p.m. And I want to remind everybody about our Martin Luther King ceremony that will take place here in the boardroom, January 16th at 10 a.m. We have speakers. Mayor, I believe you're going to say a few words, and then we have Alderman Jones, who's agreed to speak at this as well, along with high school principals from Laverne, Mr. Kerry Holman, and Miss Mary Wade. We also have a father-daughter dance coming up February the 4th. And I wanted to expound a little bit on what Chief Walker was saying about the Christmas. The senior center made out like bandits. They did good. We built almost 70 stockings for the seniors, and it was full of good stuff too. It wasn't the cheap stuff, even the stuff that they had left over, it looks like Dollar General in there. There is just tons of bingo prizes and things that are left over. So there's no way to thank everybody who donated and helped with that, but I'd sure like to thank them all. So we appreciate it. Anybody have anything, questions?
Thank you, AC. Okay. Moving on to Finance, Phyllis.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Alderman. We're 5 months into our fiscal year, and for the general fund, expenses have exceeded revenues by approximately $1.8 million. For local sales tax, we've collected approximately $2.9 million. That's about $592,000 better than what we budgeted at this time, and it's $355,000 better than prior year. In our State Street Aid Fund, revenues have exceeded expenditures by approximately $45,000. In Stormwater Fund, revenues have exceeded expenditures by approximately $147,000. And in our Water Sewer Fund, revenues have exceeded expenditures by approximately $2 million. Second page represents our balances in our various bank accounts and our various funds. Third page is a comparison to prior year. For the general fund, expenses are up $438,000, and revenue is up about $726,000. In our water sewer fund, revenues are up about $482,000, and expenses are up about $111,000. For our tap fees, as compared to prior year, they're up about $143,000. Any questions?
Thank you, Phyllis. Moving on to library, Donna.
Mayor, Vice Mayor Alderman, good evening. For the month of December, the attendance in the library was 5,013, with an average per day of 264. We issued 71 new library cards. We circulated 3,423 items, and there were 1,883 computer users. We also had 35 programs with an attendance of 600. So we were pretty busy for a short time there in December, because we were closed the very last week of December to do some maintenance. So those days that we were open, we were busy. Would like to invite everyone to join us on January 21st through Friday, March the 3rd. We're going to start our winter reading programs. The teens will be doing My Winter is All Booked. This is for students in middle and high school. They'll be doing a Family Feud Teen Edition. They'll be doing Escape the Teen Room, and there'll be contests and crafting along with some prizes. Our adult reading program is Ticket to Read. I was going to bring my train whistle tonight, but I left it at the library. Make your library the winter destination. This is for patrons age 18 years and up. You're going to travel the world with books. You're going to check out books and attend programs to earn tickets to be eligible for prize drawings. And this is always a big hit. All participants will be invited to attend the finale on March the 3rd. This is a dance that we have in the library. We call it our Dancing in the Stacks. We have great music, dancing, food, and friends. And be sure and check out, we have a lot of great adult programs that we invite you to come and join us. And all of our programs can be found on our website. Do you have any questions?
Thank you, Donna. I'm moving on to water treatment. Thomas?
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Alderman, Bruce. What we have is our summary from the water plant for the month of November of this year. It was another good month with all our water. We delivered 126 million gallons to the residents. Of that, 1.3 million was from our recovery system. It's back in operation. Our noteworthy events for November, the rainfall was below normal by almost 2.5 inches. That really affects a lot in our area. With our operations this month, we do our best to remove the organics from the water. So that's the ones that conform on our disinfection byproducts. It'll take formation on those. That's why we keep our lines flushed and fresh. So she did 29 sites during the month at just under 500,000 gallons. Our lab did 2 new line samples approved for the month of November for the distribution system. And they performed over the month 76 backflow inspections, which is protect our water system also. During the month, our maintenance wrapped up on pretty much partially halfway cleaning our lagoon out from the sludge that accumulates over the months, so we'll resume that in a few months again. Our customer service, we had 7 quality calls. 5 were pressure complaints, and I think just the system and the water lines, the private lines are getting older, so we go out and explain to them how to correct their pressure problems. 2 were odor complaints that were solved. Didn't have any accidents, anything to report during the month. Our personnel was up to 10. We had 1 resignation during the month of November, and we've just accepted or sent an offer to 1 replacement for him, and we still have 1 fellow out on short-term disability. That's about all we have.
Any question for Thomas? Thank you, Thomas. Moving on to Public Works, Charlie.
you have the numbers for the month of December, I'd like to take my few minutes to thank my guys at Public Works on Friday morning when all the snow come in, that everybody stepped up, and even some out of water and sewer helped us load out, and we had a long day and night. But we done pretty good. We stayed out to about 10 o'clock at night and then come back in on Saturday and Sunday and done some. But I just want to thank him. And we had a few breakdowns, but we had a mechanic here to get them going, so we had a pretty good week. Any questions?
Any questions? Thank you, Charlie. Utility, Michael?
Mayor Alderman, good afternoon. For the month of December 2016, the Water Department, we had a total of 80 work orders, 10 new meter sets. We answered 98 Tennessee 1 calls. We had 5 mainline breaks, also had 5 service line breaks. Estimated gallons of water not sold for the month was 160,520. Our total overtime hours for the month was 43 and a half. On down to the sewer department, we had a total number of work orders of 104. 64 of those were service calls, 40 was pump station. We had 0 final grinder pump inspections for the month. The manhole inspections and repairs were 48. The grinder pump rebuilds were 16, and also, that's not a typo, we did have exactly 43 and a half hours overtime in the sewer department for the month. Kind of follow Garland's lead. Want to thank my guys as well. I recognize them personally. They was out on Friday prior to Christmas Eve into the early morning hours. Then half the crew was right back out again on Christmas Day for about 8 hours. And that was a combination of water and sewer both working together. So want to personally thank them and recognize them for what they do for the city every day as well. Any questions?
Any questions for Michael? Thank you, Michael. We'll move on.
Thank you.
Human Resources, Cheryl.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Alderman. Here is the report for Human Resources. We had 3 external jobs posted for a total year amount of 37, 88 applicants, total year to date, 1,205, 2 actual new hires in the month of December, 2 employee resignations, 1 termination. We had 1 workers' compensation claim and 1 liability claim. 61 care here appointments with 4 no-shows, 336 lives covered, 1 HRA conducted, 1 short-term disability claim, for a total claim paid benefit of $305,547. Are there any questions?
Question for Cheryl. Thank you, Cheryl.
Thank you.
Now we're down to presentation. We got an Outstanding Performance Award. This is an award that I give out 4 times a year. Chief, you gonna help me? I think all of them, Chief, is all of them the same? I'm gonna read the first one. The City of Laverne Outstanding Performance Award is hereby granted to Andrew White for her dedication and hard work for the City of Laverne, and the city hereby recognize you with the award and thank you for the excellent work you've done for the city. Andrew White. Thank you. The next one is Amber Bryant.
I
just don't read the first one. Because all 3 of them the same. The next one is Wanda Gammon. Thank y'all for the service. God well done. Got the got the buttons, I think.
What these ladies did was go in and work hard overtime hours, not only to keep us keyed like we have to be properly to be certified by TBI for our incident-based reporting system reports. They did that. They also had to key those same reports into our new records management system so that we could test that software before we can get the software approved and use it on a daily basis. And then they also backed up from the beginning when we flipped the switch a couple of years ago on the software and began keying those old reports, so to speak, so that we had that good history and that good data in the database when we get ready to flip the switch in about 3 more months to go full blown with our records management, including mobile field reporting. So they have worked their hearts out with less than 1% error rate.
Good job. Thank you. Okay, we're down to old business, number 4, second reading, ordinance 2016-17, an ordinance to amend the Title 2, Chapter 5 of the Laverne Municipal Code regarding the membership of the Economic Development Advisory Committee. This received a favorable recommendation from the Economic Development Advisory Committee back on December the 7th, 2016. Need a motion to approve or deny?
Motion to approve.
A motion to approve, need a second?
I second.
A second. Alderman Jones?
Aye.
Alderman Cole?
Aye.
Alderman Brown?
Aye.
Vice Mayor Green?
Aye.
And I say aye. Ordinance 2016-17 passes 4-0. Now we're down to consent agenda. Need a motion to pass the consent agenda and a motion to approve or deny.
I make a motion to approve.
Got a motion to approve. Need a second?
I'll make a second.
A second. Alderman Cole?
Aye.
Alderman Brown?
Aye.
Alderman Jones?
Aye.
Vice Mayor Green?
Aye.
I say aye. Consent agenda passes 4-0. Number 6, first reading ordinance 2017-01. It's an ordinance to amend the City of Laverne zoning ordinance by changing the official zoning map for tax map 14, parcel 5.01, consisting of 2 acres located at 466 Stones River Road, from a R1 low density residential zoning district to a R3 high density residential zoning district. This received a favorable recommendation from the Planning Commission back on December the 27th, 2016. Need a motion to approve or deny?
Motion to deny.
Got a motion to deny, need a second? Got a motion on the table to deny, need a second?
Oh, deny also because I want to open it up for conversation.
Got a second to deny? Open up discussion.
So what I've realized tonight, based on some of the people that have arrived here tonight to let me know that they have emailed me and not heard back from me, is that the spam filter has been filtering some of the emails that I should have received and had not until I spoke with Glenn tonight. So Glenn, if you wouldn't mind saying your piece on that, just so that everyone knows here that that's the truth.
Yes, I did look through your email today, and there was about 15 or 20 that were in there, and the spam filter is set to capture mostly things that come from not company emails. So what I'm going to do is change yours. I think Alderman Coles is already set to the proper level. We're going to change yours, and no, they're there. They just didn't come out, and I released them. So we'll fix that, but they are all there, and they were released to you. So
I just want to say, as far as the email goes, if you have not received a response from me, it's because I did not get your email until tonight.
I just
during
released
the
them
meeting.
tonight because she just told me that she hadn't gotten any, and some of you folks had told her that you hadn't got a response. Any questions?
No, I'm thankful. Thank you.
Any other discussion?
I'd like to say something on the email also. If there's anyone that would like to contact me, could you please just call someone in City Hall, and instead of going by emails that's sent out by outside sources. I'm quite sure that Chris Jones would like that. Chris Jones is an employee for the city, and he's getting all of my email. And when he sends them to me, I can't open them when he sends them to me, unless they come directly to me. My name is Calvin B. Jones. Don't send it to C. Jones, because Chris will get it. Okay? So, Ms. Skinner, you know me, and you know if I had gotten your mail, I would have called you back, and I would have sent it back. I don't do that. I've got yours. But if you know that if it's out there, I have to get my information from Bruce. Bruce sends it to me. I have to download it to another email to print it out. So if you send it, and I'll answer email, or else I'll get back with you best I can. So that's I don't ignore anyone. If you send it to me and I get it, I will definitely get back with you. But feel free to look on the city page. They've got my correct email address, and just send it to the proper email address, and I'll be more than happy to respond. See the city if you need it. That's their job to do it, and they'll do it correctly.
Anyone else?
Yes, I've received roughly 20 to 30 emails, and every single person who has emailed has not been in support of this rezoning. I've not had one person shoot me an email or call me that actually supports this. So that's why I'm making that motion to deny this, because we're here to represent the people of Laverne. We just went through this just, 2 months ago? Most of this board went through this in October, where the discussion was to zone something from industrial to residential. The board did not want to go that route because it could potentially be R3 one day down the road. And Mayor Waldron, you said that opens the door, opens a can of worms. Once it's rezoned, yes, they could build townhomes, they could also build apartments. So we don't know until the plans are submitted, but again, this is opening a can of worms that I don't think the city needs.
Any other discussion? Hearing no discussion, I've got a motion and a second. One more call a vote. This is to deny the rezoning ordinance. Alderman Cole?
Aye.
Alderman Brown?
I would like to recuse myself as I have not reviewed all of the emails.
Alderman Jones?
I'd like to say as far as as my vote on this particular, I understood what each one of the individuals that were very passionate that came up and gave their reasoning, and I totally understand that. But ladies and gentlemen, you got to understand, we've got rules. We've got rules in here, and we've got rules here, and we have to follow the proper rules. Standing up, I mean, y'all talking about us overcrowding these schools with bringing this stuff in, and the schools are for the children. How are those children going to feel if they look at this and saw everybody, just because you stand up, you can yell louder than anybody else, we're supposed to let y'all go ahead and do what you're supposed to do and break the rules? That's not the way it's supposed to go. That's not the way it's supposed to go.
We're trying to save our city.
Point of order. Can we please have control? Can we please have
We're
control?
trying to save our city.
Can we have control? I've got a point of order on the floor. Can we have?
Make your vote, Alderman.
The Alderman
Make your vote.
wants control. We need to have order here. Go ahead.
Okay, with that being said, like I said, we've got rules, and if everybody could just follow the rules, and let's be adults with this. But I understand what y'all saying, and the only thing that y'all didn't, you came up here and you were very passionate, and you talked about where you live. I live in Lake Forest. I live right there. I have to come through it too.
Vote. 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 Or you're going to excuse yourself.
It's called recused. But in any way,
Vote.
my vote would be no.
Vote no. Vice Mayor Green? A vote, we're voting to,
For the,
to deny this rezoning.
okay, no.
You gonna vote no? I'll vote no. So the vote is, the motion fails. The one abstaining, 1 for, and 3 against. So we need to have another vote.
Another motion.
To a motion to approve. Looking for a motion to approve the, on first reading, approve the rezoning. Need a motion to approve.
Could we please?
Are you asking me to sit down? Yes, sir. That's no problem. That's all I was waiting for.
Looking for a motion to approve. I'll make the motion to approve. Need a second?
I second it.
Got a second? Go call roll call. Alderman Jones?
Yes.
Alderman Brown?
I recuse.
Same. Alderman Cole?
No.
No. Vice Mayor Green?
Yes.
Yes, I say yes. The motion is approved on first reading, 3 for, 1 against, and 1 abstained. Is that what we need to do, Bruce?
Yes.
Okay. They,
Approved on first reading.
moving on to number 7. This also a first reading, ordinance 2017-02, an ordinance to amend the City of Laverne zoning ordinance by changing the official zoning map for the tax map 14, parcel 5, 5.02, 14.03, and 14.04, consisting of 24.5 acres located along east side of near Shrineman Boulevard from a R1 low density residential zoning district to a R3 high density residential zoning district. This received a favorable recommendation from the Planning Commission on December 27th, 2016. Need a motion to approve or deny.
Motion to deny.
Got a motion to deny. Need a second. Got a motion on the table to deny. Need a second.
I second.
Got a second. Any more? I'll open it up to discussion.
Again, this is the exact thing that the board was voting against just in October. This scenario of bringing in high density in an area that's already cluttered with narrow roads, significant traffic. And we've heard from countless emails, and then we've heard from the people tonight that they do not support this, from people who live just adjacent to this property.
Any more discussion? Table's open for discussion. Hearing no discussion, call a vote. Now this is to deny the first reading of ordinance 2017-02. Need a, got a motion and a second. We'll do a roll call. Alderman Jones?
No.
No. Alderman Brown?
I recuse myself.
You guys remember that? When you-
Alderman Cole?
Yes.
Yes. Vice Mayor Green?
Yes.
Yes. I say no.
It's a tie. She said yes, you said yes, you said no, it's a tie. What are you gonna do? Sit down, man, and be quiet. It's a tie.
What would they vote?
The tie vote, the motion failed.
Tie vote, motion fails.
Motion failed.
On,
Motion failed.
first reading
It's just the motion.
on, motion ordinance 2017-02.
That doesn't mean that it's approved or denied, it's just the motion fails.
Motion fails. So we need another motion.
It's still an open item.
We need a motion to approve it.
And I'm on
Gosh,
30.
I don't know, I'm
That's
confused.
right, it's as if no motion was brought at all because it didn't receive the majority that it needs to pass or fail, so it's still an open item.
Motion to defer to next month. This way Alderman Brown has a chance to catch up on her emails with regards to the subject.
Got a motion to defer.
I second the motion to defer.
Got a second. Alderman Jones?
No. Reason for it, I'd say no, because if we could go ahead and get the first reading through and get the information that we need for the second reading, then we could follow through.
Follow through, you mean you keep your promise?
Alderman Brown?
Yes, I agree to defer.
Alderman Cole?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Green?
Yes.
Yes. I say no. The motion to defer passes 3 to 2. 3 to 2. Okay, this item is deferred. Moving down to number 8, resolution. Let's see if I get this thing working. Number 8, a resolution 2017-01, a resolution of the City of Laverne Board of Mayor and Aldermen to declare certain properties owned by the city to be surplus to the city's needs and directing disposal of the same. Need a motion to approve or deny resolution 2017-01.
I make a motion to approve.
Got
Second.
a motion to approve, and I also got a second. Alderman Jones?
Yes.
Alderman Brown?
Yes.
Alderman Cole?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Green?
Yes.
I say aye. Number 8, resolution 2017-01 passes. No against. Moving number 9, a resolution 2017-02, a resolution to proceed and acquire property for the Lower East Hurricane Creek Interceptor Sewer Line Project. Need a motion to approve or deny. Need a motion to approve or deny resolution 2017-02. I'll make the motion. Need a
I'll second.
Got a second? Alderman Cole?
Aye.
Alderman Brown?
Aye.
Alderman Jones?
Aye.
Vice Mayor Green?
Aye.
I say aye. This resolution passes 5 to 0. We're down to appoint or remove board members, committee members. A, beer board, one term is vacant, one term expires 12/31/16. Bruce?
We have one applicant that has submitted interest to stay on, and in this case, it's Dana Blair. It's the only application we have at this time.
Got one application. The applicant wishes to stay on. Need a motion to accept Dana Blair to stay on. Need a motion.
I make a motion.
Got a motion. Need a second. Need a second.
Second.
Got a second. Alderman Jones.
Aye.
Alderman Brown.
Aye.
Alderman Cole.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Green.
Aye.
I say aye. Dana Blair remains on the Beer Board. B, Greenway Advisory Committee, one term vacant, one term expires, 12/31/16. Bruce?
Mayor, the term for Sarah Highwagon expired. She does not wish to remain on this committee. We did receive one application from Laura Davidson. That's the only applicant I currently have.
Got one application for the Greenway Advisory Committee, and that's Laura Davidson. And a motion to appoint Laura Davidson to the Greenway Advisory.
I make a motion to approve.
Got a motion to
Second.
approve. Need a second?
Second.
Got 2 seconds. So Alderman Cole,
Aye.
Alderman Brown,
Aye.
Alderman Jones,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Green.
Aye.
I say aye. Laura Davidson is appointed to the Greenway Advisory Committee. Down the Library Board, 3 terms expired, 12/31/16. Bruce?
Mayor, the 3 individuals that, whose terms expired, they all wish to remain on this board. That's Bridget Cole, Kristen Costanzo, and Gary Frazier. Those are
Do we
the
have
only
any other
applicants we have.
applicants?
That's all we have.
I make a motion to approve all 3 applicants.
We got a motion to approve all 3 applicants. Need a second?
Second.
Got a second?
Second.
Getting all kinds of seconds. Alderman Jones.
Aye.
Alderman Brown.
Aye.
Alderman Cole.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Green.
Aye.
I say aye. Them 3 applicants is reinstated. We're down to, see, what we're down to? Planning Commission, Bruce?
No, local emergency.
Local
planning.
Emergency Planning Committee, 5 terms expired, 12/31/16.
Mayor, the terms for TK Cast, Price Justice, Joe Lalo, Laura Davidson, and Brian Toll expired at the end of December. TK Cast, Price Justice, and Laura Davidson would like to remain on the committee. We'll have to change the Red Cross representative because Brian Toll is no longer with Red Cross. That representative would need to be W. Todd Griffin, and we have not been able to contact Joe Lalo. So we will have to look for an environmental specialist to sit on this board, and we don't have that prepared at this time, so that'll come back next month. So currently, TK Cass, Price Justice, Laura Davidson, and W. Todd Griffin.
Got a motion to approve those to the Local Emergency Planning Commission.
So moved.
Got a motion, need a second.
I second.
Alderman Jones.
Aye.
Alderman Brown.
Aye.
Alderman Cole.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Green. I say aye. They're on there. They're on the Local Emergency Planning Commission. Now down to Planning Commission, 2 terms expired, 12/31/16. Bruce?
Mayor, the 2 terms are for Graham Coates and Susan Ermel. They both would like to stay on the Planning Commission, and you make these appointments to the board, to the Planning Commission.
Do we have any more applicants?
There are no more applicants, no.
I'll make the motion to put them both back, and that's Graham Coates and Miss E. Neal. We'll put them both back on there, on the Planning Commission. We're down to ELF, Stormwater Appeal and Advisory Board, 2 terms expired, 12/31/16.
Mayor, the 2 terms were for Mary Jane Skinner and for Ken Perkins, and they would both like to remain on this board. We do not have any other applications at this time.
Need a motion to put Mary Jane Skinner and Mr. Perkins back on the Stormwater Appeals and Advisory Board.
I make the motion.
Got a motion, need a second?
Second.
2 seconds. Alderman Cole.
Aye.
Alderman Brown.
Aye.
Alderman Jones.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Green.
Aye.
I say aye. Mr. Perkins and Ms. Skinner's back on the Stormwater Appeals Board. We're down to Mayor and Alderman comments. Alderman Cole.
Just want to thank all the residents who did contact me. I'm still responding to some of the emails that even came in just within the last few minutes. So I will listen to you, and this board is here to represent you. So also want to thank Garland's team for the speedy work they did with the snow, getting that off the streets and melted. Thank you.
Alderman Brown.
No comment.
Alderman Jones.
I also like to thank the city workers for everything that they did, and I would love for everyone that is wanting to contact me and let me know your feelings about this. Please email me and let me know so I can see it for myself, and I'll be more than happy to read it.
Vice Mayor Green. Well, I'd like to thank everybody for showing up. It's good to see a good crowd on a rezoning, get the opinion. And I want to also thank the employees doing the cold, snowy staff. I think everybody done a good job. And I want to thank all the employees and staff for a good 2016. And wish everybody well. And remember everybody about the Laverne Rescue Squad Country Ham Breakfast. That's Saturday, January the 14th. That's at the Laverne Rescue Squad from 6 to 10. Come out and support the people. And don't have anything else. I call this meeting adjourned.